Contracts that worked, boxing contracts that failed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes. And we've got, the gloves Vinny Pazienza wore against Roberto Duran, even down to the little things, the hat Devera Williamson wore in his head when he was fighting Vladimir Klitschko because it was so cold out at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we've got a lot of, as you mentioned, the robes and the trunks, and we have a full-size ring. We invite everybody to get into the into the ring and put on the gloves and take some pictures. So
it's a really, really cool place. I mean, it's really a part of history with all the fighters, and it's just you get to see some of the things that you always read about and you watch when you were kids. And if you're a diehard boxing fan, this is a place to come. But yeah, Rich, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us.
I had to see it. Well, I just love it. I love seeing these pictures, love seeing the belts. It just brings back so many memories. It really does.
Which is your favorite belt? And do you remember the belts, but not with the pictures?
The one Duran's wearing, I absolutely don't remember.
I was going to say, you remember this?
I truly don't remember that, but I think the one that Pacquiao's got is my favorite belt here.
Why is it your favorite belt? I mean, if you looked at all three of them, you wouldn't think of seeing any difference unless you actually knew the belts. But why?
Maybe he wore it better.
Us Filipinos, we do wear things a lot better.
It is possible, but seeing the belt and Manny together, it just it's a natural thing. But it's a great display. I love it, and I wouldn't even have known about these belts. These first two over here.
Yeah, we have Mauricio. Mauricio is here, president of WBC. Come on over, Mauricio.
Mauricio is one of my real inspirations in life.
Mauricio, what you said at our meeting 2 weeks ago about him, about one of the most loyal people you know.
Oh, Mauricio Suleiman. I had before we founded the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, before we started it, I had lunch with him one day up at a hotel in Reno. I told him my idea of founding the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame and what we had hoped to do. And he promised me that day, he said, Rich, we will support you. We will support the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. We weren't looking for monetary support, but he would support and get behind it and give a push to the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. And in a sport where not that many people keep their promises, Mauricio Suleiman kept his promise from day one till right now, and we are really indebted at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame to have had the association that we've had with the WBC, with Mauricio. It's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
No, it's been since day one to recognize the careers of those who gave their lives in the ring and to bring the memories back, to recognize them, to make them feel alive. It's so honorable. And the way you do it, the transparency, the very well-organized events, we're very proud to be part of it.
And I'll tell you one other thing about Mauricio. I had a heart attack 3 years ago. Mauricio suffered a medical setback a year or two ago. And now he goes out and he walks all the time, and he puts the walks out on Twitter where you can see them. And when I'm sitting back being lazy and stuff, and I'm going through Twitter, and there's Mauricio on his walk, I go, oh boy, I better get up and I have to go out and walk.
He's making you accountable.
He absolutely is. So yeah, this guy means a lot to me. He absolutely means a lot to me. So does the WBC.
Oh, thank you.
You mean a lot to the whole world. You're a really, really a special person. He has given his life to boxing. The way he brought those great fights in his voice, in his very special way of narrating was always very special to see.
There was something you just said about the museum. You said you bring them to life, you keep them alive, and that's what I love about that, because sometimes when the fighters they're not here anymore or they're not fighting anymore, usually people forget about them. But when you see what they wore and it has blood on it still, it's like that's a piece of history, boxing history that's gone down, and they've added to that for the sport that we love. So thank you.
Yeah. I think those fighters really appreciate the fact that they get up and one more time stand in the spotlight, and to feel the affection that they get from the fans and the love that they get back from the fans. Some of them, of course, really tremendously famous, but some of them may be famous, their level of notoriety less than those great champions who probably always feel it. And believe me, they really appreciate it, and it's a big thing to them.
God, hopefully, eventually, maybe that ginormous bell will end up being in the Hall of Fame. I don't know where you can put it. It's quite
Well, it can't
large.
go around my waist. I know that because Mauricio makes me walk.
You guys can all fit in it. Well, thank you, Rich, for stopping by, and make sure come by all week. And you never know what fighters or anybody can come in here, and you can just maybe ask them, do you have a pair of shorts that you can donate? I will ask them. I will say, you know what, Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame I want this specific fight and those shoes if you still have them. And who knows, maybe they sell yay.
Exclusively announce when the Hall of Fame is going to be this year? And the place?
Well, it looks as though we're just going to be back at the same place that we had it last year, which was very successful on August. But we're setting the date which was the Red Rock Hotel and Casino, and it'll be in August, early in August, once again. And we'll be announcing our induction class into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame in the first week of March, probably about March 4th or 5th.
Can I find out? Can you tell me? See, I won't tell.
ask.
I won't ask. Maybe I'll just guess. But yes. Well, thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What are you doing in here? Huh?